Oh, this is good.
Oh boy, just 30 footage of me eating.
Okay, this is Frank Bettendorf, and what we're doing here is, I think because we know him through our cardio workout group, and I'm going to pan over to Skip Robert Pass, who is one of the what we call cardio kids, and I think Frank has been somewhat of our leader. I think because, and the last thing, there's no intent to embarrass anybody or to make this a commercial production, but I just think Frank, first of all, he's willing to go through this, and that's much appreciated, Frank, because I, for one, and I'm only 7 years younger than you, I think, something like that. And Skip probably,
Well,
20?
no, not
I'm 73.
73. Okay, you
are
can
you
do the math.
73? Really? I thought you were younger than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Likewise, that's what
Yeah.
I think about you.
you see, and I'm 92, Wes.
Okay,
And I think one time you did mention you were 7 years younger.
yeah. Well, I'm 86 tomorrow. It's my birthday. And please don't
Your
call
birthday
me.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday
Thank you.
tomorrow, Wes.
Thank you.
Today, Stephen today, Wes tomorrow. When's your birthday, Skip?
The 13th of March.
March?
Oh, March baby.
You just had yours, huh?
And we didn't celebrate it.
That's okay.
It's not okay. I'll take a moment to pan on not doctor, but Professor Pass, and not to embarrass him, but I consider this man to be an angel. And why do I say that? And it's because I've been around him when other people have medical issues, but I think just the way he goes about his life, and he's impressed me as really one of God's angels. Okay, enough said about that. So I'm sorry to embarrass you.
I'll take it.
Good.
I agree.
Oh, dear.
Okay,
He's a good guy.
he is. So, Frank, I did make a list of questions, and my first one was if you would maybe name 5 secrets to your longevity, but I've condensed that down to 3, unless you want to extrapolate on that.
What's the question again, Wes?
Secrets
Secrets?
to your longevity.
1, have parents with the right genes.
Okay.
Number 2, be very, very lucky. I believe strongly that, a lot of it, it's a crapshoot. And a lot of it is just pure luck. Being in the right place at the right time. For example, I had no idea moving here would help extend my life. But I feel the third thing would be the environment and the people who inhabit the environment. I feel extremely fortunate that I have found such excellent medical care here, but also I have been really blessed with finding good friends, people that are kind and caring, and some people are not like thinking. They don't agree with my point of view, but we have kind of an agreement that we don't go there. We don't talk about those things.
Sure.
My neighbors, we don't talk political. We don't talk religion. And yet we are really caring and really nice to each other. And I feel that way about the people here in Skagit County. It's the water or something in Skagit County, but the people are some of the nicest people I've ever encountered in my life.
And how long have you lived here?
15 years.
And I understand you're from the Bay Area.
Yes. I used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I moved there to take a teaching job in 1960. And so I lived there for 50 years in the San Francisco Bay Area, most of them in the same small town of about 30,000 people. But that is relative because all the towns are just, the city limit signs are back to back to back to back. And that starts in San Francisco and now goes beyond San Jose, where you're from.
Yes.
And you go, now it's all the way down to Hollister,
Yes.
Wes.
Yeah.
You know, it is just one large, and it extends on the east side of the San Francisco Bay as well. And I enjoyed living there. But I mean, in thinking about talking to you, I thought, you know, I never felt at home there. And I'm not sure I could define what home really means to me, but I feel in Skagit County and Mount Vernon, and thanks to people like you, comfortable here. And I think that adds to the feeling of being at home, is being comfortable.
Sure.
And-
So in the questions of your secrets to longevity, surely, and my observation being around you at the cardio gym, that you have an absolute regimen about exercise, even though I heard you say that you don't exercise with great effort, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
But what you're doing, I just personally think it's very unique for somebody that's over 80 years old.
Yeah. I think exercising is another, number 4 on the list. And exercising may be the wrong term, because the more I read, and I do read a lot about aging, is the idea that you have to move. It's the movement that is really beneficial to you. And they talk about walk people. And of course, here where I live, I see people walking all the time. There's a woman who's a runner, and I see her over in the cemetery, and the next thing, in about 5 minutes, she comes running by here. And she's always leaning forward and just moving. And I think hooray for her. I think the other thing about going to exercise is that it exacts some self-discipline from me. It is, when the weather's not very great, it's so much easier to stay in a nice cozy bed or in a cozy house, but you better go do the exercising because it's going to pay benefits down the line.
Yes.
And so I go.
When we started the other day, I wanted to get a video of you walking into the gym. I don't think that worked out, and I do have a little video of that. But I was hoping that I could capture your, I think the dialogue. You'd walk in, talk to Skip or others. I think that's always impressed me, because you do it, and because is part of the way you are with your
Yeah.
personality. I don't know that we're going to be able to capture it because we found out that they don't want us videoing cardio patients, of which there's always half of them are with a monitor,
Right.
and the medical profession won't allow that.
But you know, I was wondering about that, Wes, when you were doing the photography the other day, and I saw you engaged in conversation with Allison, who runs the place. And I thought, you know, I wonder if she's telling you about, if you're going to do that, you need to get permission from the people. And of course, you have my permission. You can do filming of me, whatever you want to do.
Well, I wouldn't be doing this if you weren't comfortable with it.
Oh yeah, I'm very comfortable, and I'm very comfortable in my regimen. I have to do the back exercises where I get down on the mat. Are perhaps one of the unfavorite parts, but I know that if I don't do those, I will have inflammation in my spine, and the doctors have told me that.
Well, I think the very fact that you can get down on the mat and back up again, and I would like to capture some of those exercises, and hopefully we can do little segments, and this won't last that long. It's already 11 and 53 seconds, so maybe 15 minutes is enough. And if you're cooperative, we just keep doing a little bit at a time.
Sure.
And I've talked to George Rogers Clark, who does my website for me, and he helps me out with a lot of modern digital things, such as how to go on and create a YouTube, which I've never done. But the benefit of that is that if we can get it on YouTube, then you have the option to share it with whoever you would like.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'll find out more about that. But I'll end this in just a couple of minutes. And I think from the standpoint of longevity, and I think the important thing that you shared immediately was luck. And that's amazing, because I don't know if I buy that, because what I have seen with you, it isn't luck. You have made an effort. You have a standard about things.
Yes.
But the thing that I'm envious of most of all is how well you walk into the room. I've watched you walk away, and I don't think you've had any major knee replacements, knee or hip. That is
You see, that's Wes, when I
good
say,
DNA right there.
yeah, you see, when I say genes followed by luck, I don't think I'm exaggerating. I have never had a major operation of any kind.
Wow.
I have never had a broken bone in my body. I've done stupid things in my life and put myself at risk, and nothing happened. All of those things.
So
So that's just good luck.
while you're telling this, I just happened to be looking at your hands, and you don't need to hide them. It's okay to extend those fingers again. I don't see any arthritis in those fingers and those hands. That's amazing. How about your left hand, Frank? That is amazing, and I am jealous.
Well, I think, Wes, that's another reason I go to exercise, because I know a certain amount of who I am
Yes.
is a good luck. But I also veer a little bit toward, it doesn't hurt to go do these exercises if it's going to prolong your life and you have a good standard of living.
Yes, those are golden words.
I I feel so sorry for somebody like Dick who's going to go in for that major surgery on his back.
Is that empathy?
Yeah, I feel,
Okay.
I like him. I don't want anything to happen to him. I feel that way. And that's what's another thing, Wes, that is so part of importance to me are the people that I've encountered in the exercise group. I mean, they are genuinely nice people. And somebody who comes in and is kind of rude in their behavior, I want to say, you take your act someplace else.
Sure.
I can remember several years ago, Skip, you probably remember this too. There was a young guy, he looked to me like he might be early 30s. And he would come in with this sour attitude. And he was angry and he resented being there when it was obvious he had had a cardiac incident and he was still alive. So, Buster, you better look at life and say, I need to recalibrate and say, you're lucky you're still here. Instead of grousing and being unhappy and so forth. I don't want to be around unhappy people because downers are not good for us.
Right.
Exercising is good for me physically, but also mentally. Going over there, I look upon that as a good mental exercise.
Excellent.
I like the people. I like engaging in conversation with the people there. There's always something to talk about. And you get feedback, And to me, that's a major part of being alive.
Starting with the t-shirts that you wear.
Yes.
Right. Right. We've seen those. We're closing down for real soon here. We're going to shut this down real soon.
Okay.
And we will continue. on
Okay,
your-
sure.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you, Professor Pass.